Alright, welcome back you guys. So today I'm going to show you how I water glass our, our excess eggs so that we have fresh eggs in the winter months when our laying hens are reduced on their egg production because of the lack of the daylight hours. Very few things that we're needing. First, a glass container. Don't do plastic. Glass container. I am doing a gallon jar that also has a lid with it. And then you need some, we use this, it's called hydrated lime, and you can find this on Amazon or your big box stores, or you can even find it, it's called pickling lime in the canning section. It's just a much smaller bag. And then we need our fresh, unwashed, clean eggs. And first, and then lastly water. First we need to measure out the ratio for the lime to the water, and it is 1 ounce per 1 quart of water. And I've done this a few times, so my 1 gallon takes, after we put all the eggs in, it takes about the 2 quarts of water. So I'm just going to be measuring out 2 ounces of this lime. So I just got it here on my scale. It's just a very fine powder. And you definitely want to measure this by weight and not by volume, just so you have the correct amount. So now I'm going to pour some of the water in to get the lime mixed up with the water. Then we're going to put the eggs in, and then we'll finish topping it off with the rest of the water. So we have our 2 ounces. Okay, so now I'll just take it off the scale because we don't need that anymore. And simply pour in, and you don't want to use hot water, just cool room temperature water. And then we're just taking our spoon to give it a nice stir. And what I like to do is I put the newest in first, so that the newest is on the bottom and the oldest is on the top. Okay, so I just like to lay my eggs out. Variety of pretty colors. So all of our eggs. So very easy is we're just looking at the egg, making sure there's no dirt or poop or shavings on it, clean. And we're just simply placing them in. So I check each and every egg as we put it in. And if they do, or if they are dirty, or if by chance they have a crack, I just simply don't put it in. We're just going to use that fresh. So this will be my 3rd year water glassing our eggs. And it is so nice to have these downstairs in our root cellar put up for the winter, so that we do have our fresh eggs during those winter months. And there's very little difference that you can tell. So this one is a little bit dirty there, so I'm just gonna save that. But there is very little difference that I can tell between a fresh egg and one that has been water glassed. And the only thing is that the egg whites are a little bit runnier for when you just like fry up an egg, but otherwise very similar, same taste. It doesn't take on any weird taste from the hydrated lime. And then I also like to give it a gentle shake. Also pour more water. as it fills up. The shake just helps settle everything so you can pack more in there. So you do not want to use eggs that come from the grocery store with this because they have been washed. Their bloom has been removed, and that is the egg's natural protective layer. You need fresh eggs that have not been washed to have that bloom be intact to help preserve the egg. You want to make sure that it is absolutely covered, that all eggs are covered in the water lime solution. So if it's not fully covered, then it's going to go bad. So we will not be putting that one in. And then I'm just going to finish chopping this off because we have one that is poking a little bit through. Perfect. So this was 2 quarts. Didn't quite use all of it, but that's also just depending on how many eggs you can fit in there. And then we simply put our lid on. And then I do write on top the date and how many eggs I was able to fit in this jar. And I just use a dry erase marker so it's easier for me to wipe it off at the end when I need to clean it. Got 39 eggs. I generally roughly get about 40 eggs, but that also, they're all variable sizes, so it just depends. And now I simply take this downstairs and put it in our root cellar next to our other ones, and then we just leave it until we need it. And then I just like to rotate, making sure the very first was out. So as you can see, as it settles, we go from this to this as it all settles. You don't have to come in and like shake it or anything. It stays perfectly fine like that. So we have 4-gallon jars that are filled with eggs so far. So then when it does come time for us to use it in the cold winter months, I simply take one of the jugs upstairs and it just sits on the counter. It's totally good. And you wash them before you use them because you don't want to ingest any of that pickling lime. And all good to go to eat them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And remember, enjoy your hard work.